Welcome to Chatelaine Makes. I'm Lorraine. Today I'm going to show you how I hand dye natural fibers with food coloring. And you will see we have Wilton's food coloring, the gel, our superwash merino. It is sport weight. You will also need some white vinegar. And today we're going to do it in a crock pot. Okay, so I have about half a sink full of cool to tepid water. I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of vinegar. Okay, and then once you zip tie your yarn, we are going to add it to the water, and we need to soak our water, or soak our yarn. So this helps the yarn take the dye better. You also need, when I say dye, today we are using food coloring, but you also need to do this for, you can do this for when you use acid dye. Okay, so we leave that sit for at least 10 minutes. And then I will come back. Okay, so it's been approximately 15 minutes. And you can see that all of the yarn looks to be immersed in the water. So I'm just going to remove it and put it in a crock of water that I took from the sink here. Approximately 8 cups of water, of course, with the vinegar. And I will turn you back on in a moment. So I am sticking the yarn in the water. Okay, which I just turned on. I have it on high. So this will end up with the tonal coloring on it. Okay, so we will leave that heat up, and I'm not sure how long it will take, so I will probably be about another 15 minutes or so, and we'll come back and check it and see how it's doing. Okay, so it's been about 15-20 minutes, and I will show you it is hot inside the crock. Okay. Now I've decided to use Kelly green. I'm going to glare off the Kelly green to dye the food coloring. I am going to have to try to prop you up here in a moment. Please bear with me. Oops. Okay, so I did put my food coloring on top of some paper, plastic wrap, because it will stain, and I should have gloves on. Then I am going to go do that. Okay. Okay, so we need to, this is quite thick, so we do need to mix this up. Sorry, I'm off screen here. Whoops. Okay, this is quite thick. So right now, I'm just going to add this so that I do get all this dye. I probably will have some white spots, but that is okay because I do plan on over dyeing this again with some acid dye because I do want it to be red as well. And I found that the red food coloring does not cover, you don't get you get more of a muted coloring on the finished product. Okay, so I've gotten pretty much all of the dye off that. I'm going to add some with the end of the spoon. If I can get it off. Where am I here? Here we go. And I'm just going to turn my camera around. Here we go. So you can actually, there we go. So I will be adding some more color. And I will bring you back when I've added some more. Okay, so it is quite thick. And this is probably why we end up with the tonal coloring. But of course, as this heats up, it will put the color will adhere to the yarn. Now, I'm using my crock pot because this is food safe coloring. Now, for the acid dye, you do have to use a pot that is specific, not for edible or consumable use. And on my last video, where I showed the dive into dyeing boxes that I received, they are just under $40 US per box, and there are three boxes. So you get one box per month, so it is over a 3-month subscription. Okay, that looks fairly good. So I'm going to put the lid on that and let it cook some more. And I think I might have some. Okay, that does look discolored, but it does not look discolored on the yarn. Okay, we'll bring you back. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes. I think I got rid of my spoon. Now, so we do want the color. This shows a little bit of color, but not a whole lot. So I will add some more vinegar to this. But first I want to check. Sorry, it was my finger was in the way. So you can see how it looks. So I do have some bare, a little bare, but that's okay. I'm going to do okay. Okay, so I added about another 1/8 of a cup of plain white vinegar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my crock pot off and just let this do its thing. And then I will leave it sit overnight to cool and bring you back tomorrow and show you what it looks like. And okay. Okay, so our yarn has cooled off. This is very cool. So I'm going to remove it. We are going to rinse it and then give it a wash and hang it to dry. Okay, so I've removed the yarn and we're going to give it a rinse. We want to make sure that there's no color coming out, and I don't see any. No green. Okay, so just use clear dish soap. A little bit of that. Okay, we're just going to give this an easy wash. And I did notice that I do have some very dark spots on. And that is because when I added the food coloring that was pretty thick, I didn't get it all combined into with the water. But that's okay. I don't mind that. Okay, so give that a swish. And what I'm going to do is, I do have a little bit of coloring coming out in the water. I don't know if you can see, but it is tinted a little. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to drain this water and rinse until we get the soap out. usually have a dish pan that I put, and when I do the rinsing and the washing. Keep up some color at those dark spots. Very little. And I don't see any more color coming out. So I am going to hang this to dry and then bring you back once it is dry. Okay, I did want to show you how I hang my hanks up to dry. And I will just turn this around and show you. Okay, I do have them hanging in my shower. And I'd put them over in my bathtub so that it drains and I don't get drips all over. Hello again. So it has been a couple of days since we left the yarn in the crock pot to cool, and I will show you the finished product, at least for now, this step. Okay. So here we have our two hanks. This is still very squishy, soft, beautiful. And the dark coloring that I said that we had seen is here. Let's see if I can get that. Kind of hard to do with just one hand, but so we do have different shades of the green. And that is consistent on both. No, I can't find it, of course. Oh, here we have some. So my husband actually named this colorway, but with the name that he chose, I will be over dyeing it different colors of acid dye than I had originally planned, which was the red. So hopefully you stay tuned and come back to watch part 2 of this dyeing experience. We will be using acid dye on stove instead of the crock pot. And if you enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up and keep coming back because I plan on doing more. And I do have a book and I started writing down some ideas for some future videos. So thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye for now.